Hi everyone. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So I'm just getting set up here. Hi everyone. How are you? Let's see, my volume is working. Perfect. So, here we are, Thursday, August 18th, 2022. And I have two more decks to show you. This is one of them. And this is Tarot of the Abyss. So it's a black and white deck, as you can probably already see by the cover. And I originally was, even though I like black and white decks, I originally wasn't going to get this. But then I was watching someone else's video using the deck. That's a problem. Actually, on Odyssey, there's some good tarot readers in Odyssey. Though I don't, I they do just to look. I just look at general forecasts though, not people who read on Harry and Meghan. Those people I avoid because I don't want to be influenced by their, predictions. But um, yeah, I just saw her using this deck, and I was like, oh, I want that deck. So give me one more second here. One thing I really liked about it, I found out was besides I do like black and white art. I do a lot of pen and ink work myself, so I enjoy looking at it and seeing it. But also that this deck gives you multiple choices for some cards. Um, how is my camera working here? Okay, yeah. All right, so on the back it says tarot experiences begin as a shapeless void, as the abyss. As we evolve and develop our relationship with the cards, we move from dark chaos to an ordered, illuminated cosmos. It's from US Games. It's a US Games deck here. So I'm going to open it with you, open it together. So yes, I'm excited to see the different choices I have and what cards they give you multiple choices. It's very dark. It's like a dark deck, but it's not too gloomy. It's not, at least I don't think it's going to be too blood and gore or anything like that. It's a very nice box, very sturdy. And okay, let's see here. It opens like a regular top-up box here. Ta-da! So there you have it. Very nice box, very good sturdy box. Put that over there. Okay, and I've got to unwrap this one. Nice thick book. Cards seem to be average card stock. Doesn't seem too thick or anything, which is nice. You don't want a deck that's too thick. It can be hard to manage. But look, regular, sturdy, good matte kind of glass. So there's the front, that's the Fool, and there's the backs. There's a thick book that it comes with. Yeah. So, okay, so let's just get going. It's all going to be black and white. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. That wouldn't be too much. That looks good. Okay. So there's the Fool. So this deck, the Fool is a woman instead of the usual young man. And but she does have the stick over her shoulder with a bag, just like the traditional Fool. So very clearly the Fool card. So I like that these cards stick to Rider-Waite similarity. The Magician. Wow, look at that Magician. He's a tree in this one. Interesting. And he has a swirl between his hands there. So you can see the whole card there. Need to zoom out maybe a little bit more. I'll just leave it like that. I'll just zoom out just a little bit more so it's not cut off. I like that the titles in the bottom, they have these little detailed outline they put around the words there. It's very nice. But this is very good, excellent detailed artwork here. High Priestess. Beautiful. The Empress. The Emperor. That's a great emperor, isn't he? He's got his foot up. He looks very commanding there. He's got the Aries horns on his head. Looks like he's ready to jump out of that chair at you. That you expect from an Aries. The wise one. Oh, interesting. So instead of a Pope-like figure, now you have like the chief of a tribe, of a Native American tribe here, giving his wisdom to his two followers here, his two people there. So that's awesome. Same idea. The lovers. Oh, now this is an interesting um, depiction of the lovers, which I like. It's different. And sometimes trees do look like humans. I mean, you see pictures online, but they have these, you walk by, you see some trees, and you swear it looks like a human in there. So it really does remind you a lot. I love that. That's great. That's a great lovers card. I like that. And it's a good reminder that lovers is not always literally, sometimes people just jump to that conclusion when they see it, but it's about two forces working together closely. It could be of any nature, right? It's just about being brought together, destiny, a choice, right? Next, the chariot. The chariot. Wonderful. So she's riding on two, it looks like geese there. He or she, I think it's a she. Over the water, it looks like. Or the land, it could be land. See, I like the artwork. It's kind of ambiguous. You can't really, you could be either. That's beautiful. Ooh, look at this strength. Wow, that's powerful. These cards are very powerful looking, these images. Love it. The Hermit. Okay, the Hermit's a surprise to me. I'm not used to seeing a hermit with long hair like that, but that would make sense. If you're a hermit, your hair is going to grow really long, right? And often you do see a snake with the hermit. He looks like he's holding a snake for the transformation. So that's very interesting. Knowledge is power, right? Of the hermits. Awesome. It's a wild looking hermit. He's like a wild man hermit. I love it. I love it. Next, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, interesting. So she looks like the wheel is over. I don't know if she's supposed to be a goddess or. Let me look it up. I will look it up. Give me 1 second here. What it says about this card. Hopefully they explain it. She's a weaver holds the wheel of time, an endless spiral that can influence events of life itself. She bears no ill will, nor does she control where or when it stops. She is simply the guardian and wheel. She has existed here since the beginning of time itself, and her name is Infinity. She neither rests nor sleeps. She is a constant witness to the world, viewing its highs and lows with impassivity and tolerance. Fate can be a very fickle friend, one moment whisking you up to the heights of bliss and fulfillment, and next dropping you into the depths of loss and despair. The spiral of time has its own motivations. Its all-seeing eye ever open and awake. And there's an all-seeing eye there in the middle of it. So very interesting. Very interesting depiction there. Justice. This one, justice, it says, justice is fierce but fair. She holds the scales of positive and negative forces in her eye. Okay, so the scales of justice are in her eye. You gotta look really closely. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. There's like a black shape of the scales of justice in her eye. Okay. Scrutinizing and weighing her decisions. Yeah, she stands staring straight into our eyes, looking deep into our soul. Hmm. Justice can see the most hidden of our intentions, can sense of our choice of action. Hi, Chicky Roog. How are you? Yeah, trees do fall in love. Yeah, that makes sense. I've heard that trees do talk to each other and other plants, actually. Usually they have the hood. One eye, no justice there. Well, it's an interesting depiction of justice, I guess. I've never seen that. Nah, it's interesting. The Hanged One. The Hanged One. So the Hanged One says, suspended above the ground dangles the Hanged One. He is us and we are him. We see through his eyes and feel palpably. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this. Okay, so the Hanged One is we're the Hanged Man, and we're seeing the world upside down as if we were the Hanged Man. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen anyone do that before. Very clever. See, they really thought this. You can always tell the people who do tarot decks, they really think things through. And it has always never ceases to amaze me how people come up with something new, right? This one I've never seen before. So they actually turn the card upside down. So this is right side up if you're the you're the hanged man, so you're seeing the world upside down like this. Isn't that cool? When I first looked at this, I'm like, what the hell is this? I love this deck. Yeah, it's a very interesting, isn't it? So don't you love this deck? I love this deck already, you know? So you can see why it's so popular. Yeah, I love it. Love it. It is seeing the world upside down. That's how it looks. All right, next you have Death. Now, Death is above a tree, too. Look at that. She has walked the earth since the beginning of time. Her expression is pensive and solemn as she strolls up and down the annals of the earth. A tireless presence, unseen yet felt by all. This is like Santa Muerte, kind of, right? Looks like her. She is death, bringer of change and transformation. She waits within the liminal state and hears the call of transmutation. Her roots dig deep into creation itself. Her core is the endless night sky, where stars collapse and are reborn. She is the door that opens when all else closes. I keep hearing that. One door closes, another opens, right? Very interesting. Okay, so that's death. Next, temperance. Temperance is two elemental cups hold the key to inner balance. As one holds the element fire, its flames dancing and intertwining with the element of water. Hmm. Springing from the second cup, together their fluid movements and acceptance of each other, they form the perfect balance of opposing forces. Okay. And again, even the cups have roots to them, sort of tree-ish kind of looking. Next, the devil. That's an interesting looking devil there. Let's read that one. So the winged man hovers over an endless wasteland, shackled to the machinations of his own heart. He is an image of despair in the midst of absolute isolation. His wings are spread wide open, ready to take flight, yet he is unable to do so. Perhaps all that is needed is the will to remove himself from the lashings of his own design. No one holds back his wings, no one roots him in his cares. It is through his own attachments that he is conformed. It's confined, excuse me. It's only through his own attachments that he is confined. Right. Interesting. Next, the tower. It's a great tower card as well. I love the idea. House in a tree house there. So the tower, the storm rages on, the thunder and lightning tearing through the night, destroying everything in their path without mercy. The idyllic treehouse. Don't all kids want tree houses? I mean, isn't that something that all kids love the idea of? The idyllic treehouse, once poised tall, is now torn and rent. Constructed with the hopes of childhood dreams, the treehouse now lies shattered, clinging to life as the man dangling dangerously from its foundations. Oh, yes, there's the man hanging there. And the house looks like it's fallen apart. Wow. Oh, there's another person over here who's fallen. Wow. So there's the tower. Ooh, look at the star. Gorgeous. These are great. These are great black and white images. They really are captivating. Yeah, love that star. All right, this hand is much bigger than that one, right? It's got this perspective going on. It's got the big claw here. I think of the sausage claw when I see that. That's a great card. Great artwork. Oh, here's the moon. The moon. So you get the two sides, the divisiveness, the separation there, path in between, of water in the middle of them. Oh, the moon. Near the edges of two cliffs, two figures stand wrapped in rays of luminescent moonlight. Okay, so this is moonlight coming down. The male stands on the right cliff, his female counterpart on the left cliff. They represent the primordial active and passive energies, spirit and matter, light and dark. Only a small gap between them. Easy to cross over. Hi, Serendipity. How are you? So we're looking through the Abyss Tarot here. Just finished the moon, so get ready. We're gonna look at the sun. Let's see how the sun looks. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that sun. Love it. Now, see, that's another interesting thing. They put the sun at the bottom of the card. Usually it's at the top. So this one is the sun rises faithfully in the east. Its rays swirling and dancing with vitality. Energetic life force that activates all it touches. Wow. Awesome. Awesome sun. Love that. Looks great. Okay, next is Awakening, the Judgment card. So this shows a woman rises as a phoenix from the ashes after completing her arduous journey of metamorphosis and growth. Her outgrown former self lying empty beneath her. So she's outgrowing this. It kind of looks like she's like a alien coming in and eating the person on the ground. You look at it, but according to this, she's growing out of the old body there. A body snatcher here. Sorry, I shouldn't joke, but her outgrown former self lying empty beneath her is nothing more than an empty, hollow husk. She bears no more guilt or burden. She has risen victorious in a new. This reminds me, it's like Phoenix rising from the ashes because I just saw an article that Prince Harry wrote about his book that he's coming up with soon. His book is coming out, and they use that exact phrase. They're like, Harry's rewriting his life, and he's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He's an all new person. They're really trying to recreate Prince Harry, and they actually use that phrase, rising from the ashes, to describe him with this book he's coming out with. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's the awakening. That's what Harry's trying to do. He's trying to reinvent himself with that book. He's trying to do that. But good luck, Harry. Good luck with that. No one's forgetting nothing. Oh, and the world's card. So, last card of the major arcana we find it says Filius Feliciphorum, the alchemical child or child of wisdom. He has been formed under the careful, watching, all-seeing eye of life, infinite and creative potential. Interesting. There we have it. Final stage. All right. So that's the major arcana. So now we're looking at the swords. Now we'll just go through it. Ace of Swords here. And again, with a tree motif here. So trees are... Ooh, Two of Swords. That she has no face, but she's holding two faces in her hands. All kneeling on two swords. Interesting. I've never seen a depiction like that. That's a good one. Three of Swords. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to have two different versions here. So this is one Three of Swords, the woman who's very unhappy. And then this version, which is a man with a book or reading a book or something or a letter. This is a picture of Meghan and Harry reading the Tom Bower book with that Three of Swords. Interesting, right? So you get a choice here. I think there's only two choices, right? Yes, there's only two choices. I have to choose which one I want. Do I want the man or the woman? I think I'll go with the man. I like the book idea. So that'll be my first choice. So that's the Three of Swords. And the Four of Swords. Oh, I like that. Four swords resting on a wall with a helmet there. Five of Swords. You've got a boy with a jar, and it looks like he captured a butterfly in there. Yeah, it's got, you get think of, you always think of Five of Swords as a bully, and you don't think about, oh yeah, when you capture insects and put them in little canisters, that's kind of being a bully. Right? The young man is playing God with a defenseless, trapped butterfly. He lords the pin over the insect, knowing he could pierce it at any moment. He taunts it haughtily, air of domineering attitude. Woo, yeah. It reminds me of Fauci, the way he was with the puppets, the puppies, the beagle puppies, right? It's that kind of bullying nature. Six of Swords. Beautiful woman fly on the back of a bird flying over the water there, the waves crashing. Awesome. Seven of Swords. Oh, that's a nice one. So Seven of Swords. In general, the Seven of Swords is all about hidden dishonor. For this reason, I chose an image that shows the idea of a person who is more or less suspicious. A man is lurking in the dark with one hand on a dagger and the other turning a door handle. We don't know if he's sneaking off or trying to break in. Regardless, he appears to have he appears to have some ill-intended plans. There is a sense of deception and mistrust in his demeanor. Reminds me of Marcus Anderson. Hi, Shan. How are you? Doing the Tower of the Abyss now, and we're up to Eight of Swords. Okay, gorgeous. You get a view of a woman trapped in the swords there. Oh, look at Nine of Swords. Yeah, look at that. That is somebody who's definitely tormented there. Wow. Can't get any sleep. So the Nine of Swords says the card of nightmares and unfounded fears, struggling to deal with anxiety that bubbles up. Yeah, so she's having a nightmare. So you're looking, trying to sleep, and all these nightmares coming in. Ten of Swords. Okay, so now I have two Ten of Swords to choose from. So I got this one, the man on the ground with the swords. Someone coming towards him. And then I have this one, which is an older man looking at an owl. So the Rider-Waite figure depicted here with the stabs in the back lying on the earth. So, and this person, the creator says the Ten of Swords is the ending of a mental cycle, but it doesn't necessarily mean an ending that culminates in death of the mind. Rather, a death of a particular period or state of mind. So the man stabbed in the back attempts to raise himself from the path. He reaches out his hand pleadingly. Who is the figure? Has he come to aid the man, or is he the enemy? Interesting. So this version with the old man and the owl says, for those who read numerologically, I've again provided an alternative version of the Ten of Swords. This variation considers Ten of Swords and its association with the Decad. Therefore, it represents a realization and completion of the mental progression, going full circle. Increase in mental power. Oh, okay. So if people who do numerology, I'm going to skip on the numerology one. Although I do love the card, I'm going to go with the traditional swords in the back. It's the one I like, so I'm going to stick with that one. I like them both, but I got to choose one. Okay. Page of Swords. Beautiful. Knight of Swords. Okay, so the knights are women in this deck, and there's no horse. And she has a big sword there. Queen of Swords. And the King of Swords. A very handsome man there. He looks like he's got a badge on he's wearing. Alright, so that's the swords. Now we're into the wands. The Ace of Wands. Hopefully that looks okay there. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. It looks like he's holding like chopsticks or something. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Okay, that's the traditional someone watching the ships taking off there. We're coming back. Four of Wands. Oh, that's a nice one. Little birthday party, little celebration with fire. Awesome. Four of Wands. Next, Five of Wands. So here you've got the fighting going on, the battling it out, and you got two birds doing it. That's great. That reminds me, again, the 501 always reminds me of like the trolls on Twitter, the birds are like Twitter. So you can see them people battling it out. Yeah. Battling it out on Twitter there. Six of Wands. Oh, that's a nice one. So she's bowing down on stage, people clapping. That's a great one. Next, Seven of Wands. I love the Seven of Wands. When I saw this earlier, I said, "Oh, that's the one you need." I love the idea that you have the vantage point of looking up at the person, like coming down and whacking you. Because no, the Seven of Wands is like it's fighting back, and it's usually someone who's more bigger, more powerful, in an elevated position. So it makes sense to make them really large and looming and intimidating. You know what I mean? So I really love how they captured that with this picture. Like you're gonna get whacked in the head by this more powerful force than yourself. Or get your channel taken down. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands, love it. Birds in formation, perfect, love it. Nine of Wands, ooh, yeah, yeah. Nine of Wands, that works. Love that depiction. Looks very. He looks tired. He looks like he's had enough, but he's hanging in there. He's still hanging in there. Love it. Ten of Wands. So I think there's one. Okay. It's only one version of the Ten of Wands, which is fine. Just making sure. And he is carrying a heavy burden there. Looks like he's an elf or something working in the mountain there, coal mine or something. And then you have the Page of Wands. Knights. Looks like there's fairies in this one. Queen of Wands. Front of the fire. No cat in this one, though. And the King of Wands. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so there's a King of Wands. Now the cups. Yeah, I love the Ace of Cups here. It really shows the exuberance, the emotional passion of the Ace of Cups. It could be positive or negative depending, but very emotional for sure. Love it. Very strong. Two of Cups. Ah, that's a great one. It's not, they kind of look like they're mermaids, but they can also look kind of reptilian there. I'm not sure which one it is. It could be either or, right? Very nice. I would assume they're mermaids because these are cups, water. Three of Cups. Yeah, they brought you into the card again. I like this deck that they do that. So now you're the third person in the Three of Cups. So your hand is coming in and sharing a cup with them. So I love that. It really brings the emotions close to you, you know? Yeah, that's really nice that they design it that way, you know? Four of Cups, you know, so you get sort of the traditional looking bored young boy or man or woman. You can't really be sure under the tree. Five of Cups. Yes, very unhappy. Six of Cups. Oh, Six of Cups is interesting. Let me just look this one. It is about memories, which makes sense. Let's see what they say in the book. In the book, it says memories form a large part of who we are, the people we've met and interacted with in the past, our childhood. All of these and more strung together form the picture of who we are as individuals. So the Six of Cups, the card of review, reviewing things from our past relationships, childhood memories, love from the past, but now through a more objective lens. Okay, interesting, like that. Oh, I love the Seven of Cups. See, her head is just all wrapped up in the clouds. I love that. That's perfect. Seven of Cups, woman, and the card floats above the earth. I mean, you literally feel like that when you're overwhelmed by things. You really feel like you're floating, like, what's going on? You're so overwhelmed, right? So it makes sense that she's like sucked up into the cloud there, right? Love it. Her head in the clouds. I love it. That's great. That is great. Eight of Cups. Okay, oh, I love this version too. You get somebody walking away, and this one she's dumping the cup there. She's like, I'm done with this. Love it. Nine of Cups. Oh, they get plants in each one. Very pretty. Enjoying all of her. Woman bending her head down to smell the flowers that bloom from the Nine Cups. Yeah. The sheer joy of the experience in life. Okay, and the Ten of Cups. Oh, interesting. So here you have a woman carrying. Okay, so now you're the man in this relationship. So you're the man hand coming in, holding the woman's hand, and she has the baby on her back, and you're at the beach there. Yeah. So the woman carrying a child stretches her hands out, inviting the viewer to their future home. Okay, so she's inviting you to their future home over here in the background. Okay, it's their new home. Oh, that's nice. Love it. It's great. Wow, that's great. Page of Cups. So here in the Page of Cups, you're aboard a large ship behind you, behind him. A turbulent sea crashes and churns, but he's not fazed by it. He intently studies a map of the heart. His his task is to ensure that the course of the ship has been properly charted. Okay, so you're on a ship. There's the wall, the back of the ship, and that's the ocean in the background. Um, the way ocean waves in the background there, and he's studying a map. Interesting. And he's holding a cup in his hands. I believe there's a fish in it. There's something in it. It's interesting. And the Knight of Cups is also on a ship, it looks like. Same thing. Yeah, I like that. That's different. Yeah. So everybody's on a ship now. The Queen of Cups, and she's also on the ship. That's a great idea. See, people come up with all these different ideas. I love it. Never thought of that. And there's the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is in charge of the ship, and he has the rest of them on there. That's great. I love it. That's great. Okay, so that is the suit of cups. And now we are to the last one, the pentacles. Ace of Pentacles with a tree idea here. The ace makes sense. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Looks like they're holding onto a rope there. Let's see what it says on that one. The three hands work together to pull a rope. Okay, so the three hands are working together to pull a rope. That makes sense. Yeah. Together, they are much more likely to overcome the forces against them. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there he is, grabbing onto his coins there. Huge coins. Five of Pentacles. So again, the idea of being kicked out of somewhere. Two people, their expressions full of grief as they're cast out into the cold, unforgiving night. One appears unwell, barely unable to stand. There's no room for them, and now they must try to find some other place to take shelter. Yeah, very sad. Five Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. There's only one version. Now, just checking to make sure there's one version. So a person is offering someone in need a selfless act. The idea of giving and receiving. Seven of Pentacles. Baker using her training and experience to transform simple everyday ingredients into a hearty meal to sustain and nourish her patrons. That's great. Eight of Pentacles again. Great idea. Man working hard here, building his wall. Meticulous stones. That's a great view. Different. Nine of Pentacles. So there's the woman with her backyard and her white picket fence. This is more everyday looking Nine of Pentacles. It's a woman who owns her own house and has a little white picket fence behind her, cradling a finch in her hands, Native American symbol of joy and happiness. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you know that a finch is a Native American symbol of joy and happiness? Yeah. Great. Love it. She's a very happy woman there at home, maybe working on all her things. And then, oh, is that interesting? So this is the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles, two generations. Okay, so you have an old hand and a young hand. So two generations draw together with a simple handshake. This gesture transcends time and unites them in the passage of knowledge and wisdom. An embrace that offers counsel and protection. A spiritual staircase winds its way from the older hand to the younger one, communicating the many lessons learned. The younger hand bears the fruitful tree from the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. So if you look at the Ace of Pentacles, that has the same fruitful tree as on her hands. Or very similar. And the roots reach back into the wizened hand of the older generation. What began so long ago as a seed has now blossomed and borne fruit. Interesting. Yes. Next, almost through a few more cards. Page of Pentacles. So you have a young man, the key. He's got a key on a tree there. Having passed through treacherous mountain range looming in the background, he's unearthed a magic key that will unlock a great treasure. Wow. He does not know what the treasure is. Also, he's gone through all these trials and he's found a key to a treasure there. That would be Page of Pentacles, looking for information to find that key, that map to a treasure, right? How many people have chased maps looking for treasures from the past, hidden somewhere, sunken somewhere? Then you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, the second part of okay, so this is in a continuing journey. So it starts here, moves to the Knight where he goes looking for it, for his treasure here. He's got the key around his neck here. And then the Queen of Pentacles. He delivered the magic key to his queen, who has used it to unlock a mystical treasure of tremendous import. No one except the nurturing Queen of Pentacles would have known where to find it. Oh, interesting. Oh, she would have the knowledge of knowing where to look for a treasure. The Queen of Pentacles, that's for sure. And then last but not least, King of Pentacles bears the mystical heart of a pentacles on his breast. He has attained the highest level. He is the master of the elemental forces before him. His eyes communicate peace, constancy, and love. In his hand, we see mountains, a symbol of his domain and kingdom. Wow. Yeah, some of the mountains, these are mountains in his hand there. Wow. So there you have it. Great deck. I love that it gives you multiple choices for some cards and unique, special. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching with me. Take care. Bye bye.